Hey, it's Miss with Being Creative with Miss. Come on in and we will get started. So tonight we're going to paint the cute little owl, and I showed you that during Harvest in the Hive, and I painted it on a canvas bag, so you might remember seeing him. So he's really cute, but we're going to paint him on wood tonight, so that will be fun. So it's the same, but it's just a different surface. So anyway, trying to get you pulled up on my page here. So I hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good week so far. And all that. I ran into a tree branch a while ago. I was coughing and not paying attention where I was going. I ran into a tree branch and my hair's all funny. Anyway. So I'm glad you're joining me. So this is the size, the one I'm painting tonight is just a little bit bigger than this. So this one is the 9-inch size, and I believe this one is the 5.5 size. But you can, pick any size you want. There's all kinds of different sizes that you can pick from. So you can go way bigger or just, go small. So I tend to use a lot of small things because, I don't know, I just always feel like I do that quite a bit. So I don't know why. So I'm trying to get your stuff in here for you. All right. So there I put a link in for the Stencil Smith. So any of you that missed out on ordering, they kind of had a pop-up sale, I guess you would, well, not a pop-up sale, I think it's just their fall sale, I guess. So if you missed ordering, you can still order, so that's nice. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this to work, and I'm like, okay, good night. We are, there we go. There we go. All right, so I already started the surface because during Harvest in the Hive, we did the scarecrow, and he has leaves all around him. And our fun little crow had leaves around him. And our pumpkin spice mug had leaves around him. So they all kind of had that same leaf look. So you saw me do that. So I went ahead and got this ready and went ahead and did the leaves around him and the words, because you see me do all that before just to save time. And then while I was in this dark brown, I went ahead and did his top hat, and I was like, oh, I should have waited, but I just went right down and did it. So anyway, and then on this I used the plaid stencil on the side. So I just laid the big fat stripe, the skinny stripe on either side right down the middle, and then I just laid it and moved it down. So that's how I got that look on the sides. So anyway, but I think it's really cute. And then I added the dots around this one. And those dots are from the pumpkin spice stencil. But you can also use the end of your paintbrush and make your own dots. But it's on, it was on this stencil, and I just liked how it looked. So I ended up using, I dotted this one, with my end of my paintbrush. But still, it's just fun to do. So anyway, I did not make you a project sheet before you ask. I did not, because I usually try to make notes and take pictures and stuff when I'm painting stuff now, because that helps me remember like what colors I used and things I did. I'll even sometimes screenshot things or do a short video sometimes of myself, so I can go back and look at it, because you think you'll remember, but a week or two later you don't, because you paint a lot. So anyway, I did not. So I was kind of winging it and figuring out as I go, like, what color did I use? So I think I got it figured out a while ago. I hope. But even if we don't use the exact, it's still okay. So, so basically, it's a lot of the same colors that we used the whole week of Harvest in the Hive. So we used kind of the same color scheme most all of the time. So hello to all of you. I wish I could read everything and just chat with you. So, but I think a lot of you have already bought this plaid stencil, but I was trying to find the size on it. It is really fun to use. So this is 5.5, and the number on it is 9080 if you already don't have it. But you can just stencil it this way and then turn it this way and go across, and it kind of makes a nice plaid. So I hand plaid a lot, but I do like that stencil. It's laying here, and I feel like I use it a good bit anymore. So anyway, and then I use the dots off of that stencil. So let's bring the camera down so we can get going on this guy. He is super, super, super cute. And I think a lot of you, from what I understand, from feedback I got from you, I think a lot of you got the stencil. So that's kind of neat. So I think that you will probably definitely enjoy painting it. Excuse me. So you have to bear with me. I tried to get all cleared out here and not, so I don't cough and all that. So anyway, so this is the first stencil. When you go to do it, you can base coat your background, anything. We did, for the scarecrow, we did the blue. We did that on the crow too, where I do the white underneath and just baby wipe the blue down. And you can find that video, if you go back and look the last week or two. And this one I did light mocha. And then I just did it light mocha. And then I took the coffee latte, and I kind of, I took honeycomb. And I kind of brushed it across, like took a baby wipe and wiped it across and then went lighter. But you really can't tell. I didn't leave probably enough variation. So, but that's what I did on that one. So then I just laid the stencil down, and with dark brown, you can use burnt umber or brown with a little black in it, whatever. And I did that and this. And then because my board's a little narrower, I had to kind of move it to, I scooched it in to get my leaves. I kind of brought them in a little bit. So you can do that. And then I kind of turned and add some extra here and there. So that's our surface. So we are all ready to go for that. So this is, they overlay, and it's just super easy how they do the overlays. So you just lay it right down on top, and then you can base in your color. So for the body of the owl, I used iced coffee is what I use, and that's a folk art color. So you can take a note of this if you want, since I didn't get a sheet made. So you can just write down, or I can hold them up at the end, maybe if you can screenshot them. But I used iced latte. You can use any brown variations that you want. You don't have to just do what I'm doing, but I am telling you what I use. So iced coffee is what I'm going to use first. That is what we're going for. So I'm going to load my sponge up and then offload it. So I think a lot of you have gotten your orders from me and from the Stencilsmith, right? I think. It all came in one day. Yay. So I put the link in for the Stencilsmith. If you'll use that, it will take you to their page. I pinned it. And all of the Halloween and fall stencils are 25% off. So if you did not get this one and you want to grab it, or if you want to grab any of the other ones that we did last week and you didn't get to, you can still grab those if you'll use that link. And if you want, use that link to get there, and then if you want to look up the owl or whatever, just put that in the search bar and it will come up. It was hot here today. It's been really hot. I tore out my flowers in between when I felt like it. I still tried to go out and do stuff periodically. And I did get them torn out at all of my planters and stuff. I don't know what I got on that. And, but I haven't gone and bought mums yet because I just feel like it's so hot. I don't know. I do have a few pumpkins, and I have some pumpkins from my garden, but they're really tiny. My $1 million pumpkins that I poured so much money into watering them all summer long, and then they just really didn't grow. Just the extreme drought conditions we had were kind of the pits, and I don't know. Okay, so I'm just going over this. This is like the third time. But the coats are so light, you don't want to use too much paint, and so that way you don't bleed. But the coats are so light that it dries really quick. And then it has an overlay piece as well. So, it doesn't have to be super duper perfect. Alright, I think that will be good. So, we'll get that dried. I'll lay this up here so you can see that again, in case you didn't see it. I know some joined a little bit late. Isn't he so cute? Cute, cute, cute. Alright, so then your second overlay is the lighter feathers. I started to say fur. The lighter feathers that go in. So, I was trying to see how I did that. Anyway, so I'm just going to kind of line that up and get that in there right. I'm trying to, let me pull it back. I can't get clear under there for the camera. I'm going to make sure I've got it. I think I have it. I'm going to tape it so it doesn't move. Okay, so for this color, I'm going to use light mocha, which is what I use on the board. So that's what color I'm using for that. So it's just light mocha, which is Americana. You could also use any light tan, buttermilk, something like that if you wanted to. So same thing, just upload and offload. I'm out of my foam trays and I can't find them. I need to go to the Dollar General and see if they have them. I found them there once. I always used to get Kroger's and stuff, and they don't have them right now. Or haven't had for a little bit. Okay. Look over here. Thank you, Tracy, for spreading the honey. Oh, good, Karen. I'm glad you got your prize bag. You and Marcia both did. I hope you liked it. The girls should be getting their pens from the prize thing, too. They should get those in the next day or so. So how many of you got this? I mean, like, if, say yay, say you did, if you got the owl stencil. Did you get it? Or did you, that isn't one you got? He's so cute. Oh, do they, Tracy? I didn't know that. I don't go in there that often. I know Dollar General, I've gotten them there before, but I didn't know that Dollar Tree had them. Oh, Donna, you're good to go then, aren't you? Okay. So there is that. So after I got that stenciled in, or wait a minute. Oh, it's right beside me. I'm like, what did I do with the bottom of that stencil? After I get that all stenciled in, I did use a little bit of a dry brush, and I kind of went around and pulled out a little bit on him. He's little. I mean, this one was littler, so I tried to use like the hair brush, like it's the, you know, the, I was going to call it a rake brush, but this was so little, I kind of felt like the brush was too big and I wasn't doing very good at it. So I ended up using a dry brush on it. But it's just so cute. But we're going to shade around him with just a little bit of brown. So this is traditional burnt umber. You can also use espresso. I use that most all the time, as you know. And usually if I'm going to shade with it and I want it a little bit darker, I usually put just a tad of black in it, because sometimes I feel like the traditional burnt umber almost, like it goes a little bit transparent on me, I feel like sometimes. I don't know why, but that's kind of how I feel. And so I end up a lot of times just mixing black and liking that just better. So, you just can't get too much black like I just did. So, that's what I'm doing. I don't know if it's just that bottle I have, or if it's old, or what. I'm not sure. But, it does it to me, I feel like, every time. It just kind of goes it just doesn't end up standing out well. So this is the angle brush from the Stencil Smith, which I highly recommend. I love their angle brushes. So I just put that point right along the edge, and it just floats it beautifully. And sometimes your brush can be a big, make a big difference. So I'm just scooting down the edge of that a little bit. And just kind of going around. And we'll dry brush on him too. And that will just finish it off. I love doing the leaves around. I told you that during Harvest in the Hive. I love doing the leaves and messing in them with the different colors and sponges, and then dry brushing that little bit of white right down the middle of them. Just really sets them off, I feel like. Okay, I'm going to come back over here. Add a little bit more. I hope I'm keeping it in frame. So if you missed that part of the beginning where I was talking about, I pinned the link in there for the stencils, and then you can look at all the fall and Halloween ones if you missed getting those during Harvest in the Hive. So that is, I think, about your last opportunity to get in on that. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. But be sure to grab them if you want any of them. But you can use my link and then use the code pumpkin, I believe, and you'll get the 25% off. So, all right. I am not going to do any shading on this yet because we're going to do that with the brush. Like dry brush it and pull some feathery looking places. Okay, so for the bottom of this, I'm going to use coffee latte for the bottom of the acorn. And I'm also going to use it for the little, this little place up on the top of his acorn. So this just lines up on there. Maybe. So just put it right there. And we'll use that coffee latte. And that's a faux art color as well, if you want to jot that down. And as it rolls off, I tried to lay it down in case you wanted to read it. I'm going to pull that up just a little bit so I catch that edge. Okay, so let's put this out on my plate. So that is the bottom color and the top color. So let's work that in the sponge. And get off. I've been in a shipping mess. Well, I've not been in a shipping mess. My room, I mean my office part, where I'm just taping off that flower or those leaves so I don't get over in it because I'm messy. I've had all the Christmas and July pieces and stuff because I'm still shipping. People are still ordering that stuff. It's just not like all in one big mass order like it was for Christmas and July. But I still get orders for those and they trickle in. So I still have kind of that mess. And then I had mixed in, you know, the orders from Harvest in the Hive. So I had all the wood pieces. So I've been, since I haven't like been feeling the greatest, I've been working on that stuff in my office and trying to sort it and put them all in bins and counting how many I have left and make sure the numbers on the website are right. And Mark cut some more medium noses today, and he cut some more Hello Pumpkin tags. He's been sick too, so he just was, we both feel better. But you know, it's just still like when you get a cold. So he did cut like some more Hello Pumpkin tags and noses and stuff like that, just because he had some downtime today. Just not into too much. So all right, that is plenty. Now I plaited mine. I used a little bit of plaid on it. You can do that, or you can just leave it plain. You can polka dot it. You can use little swirls. You can do whatever. So I think I'll just, I was going to say I'll probably just plaid it again if you don't care. Is that, do you think? I'm lost over here on the, Lisa said she did not get the owl. Stacy, you think it's translucent too? I do too. I'm always like fussing with it. So yeah, plaid. Renus is plaid. Okay, so I'm just going to use the light mocha to plaid with. Yeah, so I feel like that too. And I'm always going, is that just me or is it just wonky? I don't know. But I always feel like that. It looks so dark and it would be perfect. But okay, I'm going to leave this on here and then I don't have to worry about my edges. So I'll probably have to turn it a bit because I'm going to go straight down the middle, first of all. So I loaded this and then I kind of offloaded it because I want it to be scant. I think this brush, it will work. I better make sure I'm making a straight line. That's the danger of turning it. I might have it going crooked. I've done that many times. So, but I want it to be real scant. Now, if you have lines that aren't scant enough, we just sand it. I sanded my sides too. You can kind of hit the places that look too dark. You could probably even use your stencil here just as well. We could have done that. I could have done that. Do you want me to do that so you can, well, I guess you know how to use it. I was going to say you can just lay it and then go across. But that's a handy little stencil. But leaving the stencil in place while you do this is nice because you can just make your strokes and not have to worry about, you know, like coming out on your project or taping since it's curved and stuff. So, but I'm going back over each line several times just because I am doing it really scant because I want it to look more dry brushy than. All right. And then we're just going to go back across this way. Wipe my brush off again. And that is about all there is to it. You can, since you have that little stencil line, if you want to go back and tap, like if you feel like you're missing part of your line there, you can just kind of tap along that stencil edge to get that. And then we'll just take our liner here. I don't know, I feel like I always end up using a little line beside of it too, because I always think it looks so much better for me. For me, anyway. So, I'm just going to run that for either side of the line. Just kind of load it and then tap it off a little bit. And if it looks too dark, like I said, I'll hit it with my sandpaper. Just go across one more time. And there we have it. Voila. So, easy does it. So I think we're done with that stencil. So isn't he cute? He's just so cute. Let's put that aside. So now, let me rinse that liner so I don't mess it up. So now I'm going to come back into that same coffee latte. Is that how you say it? I think it is. And we'll come in at the top and do those little ridge thingies at the top. So you can kind of line that beak up and eyes at the same time. So you can just see where it lines up at the bottom. The bottom there. I just realized I didn't put that on the other one. I guess I totally missed it. So let's tape that down. And where did I put that sponge? So back into the coffee. So we're just going to tap that over. And again, the overlays just make it super simple to work with. Oops, oh no. Oh no. As Noah would say, oh my goodness. He always says that when something happens. He's so funny. I think I had a little bit too much paint there. Oh, now I don't have it lined up. Hang on. commercial break here. Let me get it. Let me fix it. Ah, hang on. I got a little bit of paint on it right there. I have to line it back up. This is how to don't do like me. Okay, let's try again there. So we'll just go over that a couple times, and we'll shade these areas a little bit and dry brush in those as well. Yeah, I don't think I got it lined up as perfectly as I should have. My dumb camera, I'm about ready to scream. Trying to get under there. Okay. So, for the eyes, we're going to use deep ochre is what I used. And we're going to use that for the beak and the eyes. So that's just the same color. Let's tap that off and make sure we get that tapped off good. And I don't even have to be careful because the beak's the same color. Did I use deep ochre? I'm pretty sure I did. That looks darker, does it not? Maybe I just where I floated it. It must be where I floated it because I keep looking at my little sample and I'm like, that looks way darker than deep ochre. But I think I must have shaded it around the edges. I know I did the beak, but it still looks really dark. Maybe added brown to it. I don't know. I can tap around in the brown. I'll add a little brown to it. I know that's what I use, so I just tap a little brown in. I just think it's because I shaded it. All right. All right. Now he looks really funny, doesn't he? He's crazy looking. You like the plaid, Karen? I like the plaid too. I think it's cute. Okay, so then your next overlay is just on the beak and the eyes. So you just line that up to get it right. I'm trying to make sure I have it right. Okay. And then, of course, we're just going to use black for this. So we just need a little bit of black. Well, I'm not going to use black on the beak, but I'm going to use it on the eyes. But I must have took off too much. I should have used a stencil brush for these smaller places. That would have worked better. Probably. And I have one laying here that I already have dark in that I was using earlier. Let me get it. I already have it with paint in it. All right, let's dry that so we don't take it back off. We don't want to do that. So this is 3/8. So I told you during Harvest in the Hive, like, the 3/8 and the 1/4 inch are my very favorite, and I have multiple ones because I use them so much. They are wonderful. So that's all we're going to do for his eyes, and then we will fix those up and get him all looking good. So I was trying to remember exactly how I did the beak. I think I laid it at the top part of it. I'm trying to see how I did it. Maybe I did it at the bottom. I'm not sure how I did it. Always take notes. Always, always, always. I have found that to be so helpful. So I kind of brought it down a little bit. I'm not sure. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the brown in that, because I want it a little bit darker. And then I'll fix the rest with the float brush. Detail it out. So we'll just do that part a little bit darker, and I'll round it up with the other brush. But so we're going to shade this and some of these lines up here with our dark brown. And that will look much better. Let me get my paint off my finger before I end up with it everywhere. Okay, so let's get some water. And start on him. So you're just laying that point right on the edge. And just go right around the edge, and it makes such a big difference. And then I'm going to come down again, and I'm pulling it out a little bit farther that time. And you can tap it around with your finger if you want. It's, like I said, I painted the other one, obviously, on canvas. I love painting on that canvas. It's so fun to, the paint moves different, but it's like you can get a different look almost. I don't know how to explain it. And it dry brushes differently. I guess it's the texture of the material behind it, but I really like it. I think it's easy to paint on that. We're going to add some light over here too, but I'm throwing a little bit of dark in too. And then we'll come right across here. Come across that edge. Okay. So I'm going to come across again and then kind of come in a little bit in that corner and back down. Okay, now for the beak, I just kind of use my brush I kind of came down and then went around a little bit, and I just kept lining it. I floated it and then I lined it some too, and then used the dry brush. To kind of define it, I guess. So I have to take Hank to the vet in the morning to get shots. I had to leave here at 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, what was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. I'm glad. It's like, I'm like, oh my word. But then I'm like, I'm glad. Because it just gets me up and gets me moving early. And then it doesn't take up my whole day. Like that you have to kind of wait till later in the day. And You know what I mean? Like, it just gets it done and over with, and before they get really busy and all that. So I'm glad, but yet at the same time, I'm like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? So, I don't know. But, oh, I hate stuff like that. But he needs his limes and all that. We have so many ticks. We have so much, just so wooded here, I guess, that we really have a ton of ticks. Little ones, tiny ones, all of them. And I hate them. I hate them, I hate them. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit on the, first of all, I'm going to get some more water on that. And go just a little bit on that inside of his eye. We'll use a little liner too, but I'm just taking that up a little bit and kind of blending it out with my finger. Just so they don't look so stark. Okay. Get in the white again. Put a little bit. I'll probably dry brush most of that in over there, but I will add some. But I like to dry brush it in a lot. I just think it looks better. But anyway, I'll be up and at it in the morning, so. But, like I said, I'll be glad. I'll be glad that I have it over with early. For sure. Okay, I'm going to go in the dark and just hit and miss. Like, well, not hit and miss. I'll probably do a lot of them, but I'm not going to be meticulous about it. I'm just kind of hitting the right side of these areas. So, like, I'm not being precise at all. So, it just kind of highlights those. And even if it doesn't look, you know, like perfectly smooth, when I dry brush, it will be all fine. It'll be fine, fine, fine. So, let's get this in here. I'm trying to hurry. These little details take up time. I haven't even looked at the time. Are we good on time? No. We're good ways into it already. But we don't have too far to go. Okay. So, you can see how I did that. And then you can go back and, you know, tap in any more color, anything you see. You can bring it down some. You can play with it as much as you like. And then I'll just hit the rest with the white. I'll hit more with like the dry brush. And kind of bring that in with it. But some of these bigger little places, that made sense. In these bigger little places, you can add a little more dark. All right. He's coming right along, isn't he? So I am going to take some espresso and go around the outside of his eye area. I don't know, maybe I should have done that darker. Or maybe I just didn't do it heavy enough. I think the color is good on it. I just think I didn't have it heavy enough on the other one. Can you guys believe that tomorrow is September 20th. I saw a sign that said, like, this weekend was the 20th and 21st, and I really thought, oops, wrong color. I thought about it. I'm like, oh my word, like, September is just flying. I just keep going, slow down. Just slow down. I felt like I've said that all summer, though. Then we'll get into winter, and then we'll be like, come on, spring. This goes from one extreme to the other. Okay, get a little bit of dark. I'm going to go under that beak there. Okay, let me see. Okay, now we're going to take our dry brush. I'm going to try this one. And we're going to get in our light mocha. And we're just going to, it moved really well on the fabric, but we'll see how it does on this. So we're going to get our brush in that and then dry it off. I'm not going to get it super dry because I don't want excess on it, but I want to also be able to pull it a little bit too. So I'm just kind of bringing that out a little bit. And if you're newer to my page and you don't have these dry brushes, I highly recommend them. They're not expensive at all, and I've had mine for a long time. But they're in my Amazon shop, and you can find that in my link tree. And that's just linktree/being creative with Miss. You'll find it. Okay, I think I'm going to switch to a smaller round one now. So I'm gonna, it's like the feathers are coming up a little bit, so I'm just gonna kind of soften that a little bit. And like I said, you don't have to do this part. That's how I did it. It moved really, really good on that fabric, and I just liked how it looked. So I'm gonna switch back to this one again and pull. Whoa, too much paint. It's like I either don't have enough or I have too much. So you're just kind of, I say pull, I'm kind of more tapping, kind of right along that line. And those bristles are just so whatever that it ends up just putting little marks out. So it kind of takes the bold line off eventually. And then we'll do some darker over that too. So I'm going to come back in with this one. Whoops. Not that far out. Tap around. Maybe some little feathers. Feathery look. Okay, so now with that same brush, I'm going to go in the iced coffee. And I didn't clean my brush off. I just went into the color. And then I'm going to wipe that off. And now I'm going to come further up by its eye and beak and then just pull. Some more. And kind of work your way out. It's not hard. It's not anything scientific. So like, see how blank or how stark that is? So I'm literally just brushing that around. I'm just kind of taking it like this, up around its eye, down around, and how much better it makes it look. It just takes it from being really stark to not stark. I got a little bit of paint right there. So then you're just going to come back down And then we're going to kind of do the same thing. Just kind of, I'm just kind of going from the middle and working out. And then I'm going to go into that color again, which this time it's going to be a little bit darker because I don't have as much as of the light in there like that I did the last time. So now I'm going to bring it out over that line. I might need to add some more paint. Okay, hang on. I was trying to look over here. What size stencil did you use? This one is 9-inch. This one is, I believe, 5.5. Is that what I said? Is that what this one is? Tracy, I don't know. This one is 9 inches. And my little stencil, it must be 7.5. I think that's what Tracy wrote in. So I don't have it laying over here. So, anyway. I said 5.5 because I don't know why I thought that in my head, but I don't have it laying over here. But I think Tracy said 7.5, which probably sounds much closer in size. Okay, so again, I'm just pulling that a little bit. I didn't want to get too carried away, but I did want some little darker places in there, here and there. And then we will also tap a little white to finish it off. All right. And then I'm going to come out on his wings just a little bit. And then we'll do the rest with white. All right. So, I don't know if this is the same. So now I'm going to go into white. Get a clean paper towel. And I'm going to work that off fairly good. And this time I'm just going to tap a little on the, to the left side. Where we did the dark on the right and we're kind of going the left. So nothing precise by any means. We need to do the top of the acorn. Did not do that yet. And then I'm going to kind of bring that down around that edge. And then go down the wing. And I'm going to go down that right side of that acorn there on the bottom. I have a knot in my wood right there, is why that looks funny. So I'm going to get in the white again and leave a little bit more paint in it this time. Just so I get some wisp of white showing up. So you're literally just kind of tapping around. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it definitely shows up, you know, for me, like I can see it. But it's just a few little white variations that make it, it's just that color depth, I guess. Makes him look snazzy. Okay, so then I'm going to take that and kind of go around that. I'm trying to hit the yellow part, but it's going in on the black as well, and I want that. That's fine, because it just softens that a little bit. And then I'm going to also tap it on my beak. I got some on this side, and I didn't want it over there. Okay. Let's see. That. So I'm going to kind of come down the bridge of his, I was going to say the bridge of his nose. You can go around this side of his eye a little bit too, but I try to keep it heaviest on the one side. But anyway, that kind of helps blend him and make him all kind of come together there. So I am going to get in my black. I'm just going to use straight black up here because I did the cap a little bit dark. But I'm going to come down and just kind of try to put a little bit of a oval area right there. And then I'm going to go down that side a little bit. This cap is a little bit too dark. I used it, I had espresso and I added black and I got it a little bit dark. So you probably wouldn't want to make yours that dark. You can tell on this one that it's not that dark. But I definitely got it dark, but it's fine. Okay, so I am going to take my detail brush. I'm going to pick up a little light mocha and a little white. And I have water strewn across my project. Okay, we're almost done. So I'm just going to kind of go around that and then kind of, oh, let me turn it here. I'm just kind of going around the edge, kind of down a little bit. Put a little swirl up there. I didn't do very good on that. And then I'm gonna get in my white, but kind of pull it off of there gently. Kind of make some. Okay, so we're also going to take our liner with our white and just going to go in and put a white line, like a, well, Missy. Melissa, that's what my mom would have said. Melissa. I did it twice. No, I fixed it with my finger. So I'm just going in and I'm just laying right inside that rim, just a little line. And then we need a little bit on our beak. Just put a little bit. So you can just kind of add them wherever. You can add them. You can even pull, if you feel like some of your white isn't showing up and you want to pull some out, you can pull some places in here, but I really didn't do that much. I thought it was fine with the dry brushing. So you can kind of use your judgment on that, but now you can use, let me see if I can get it over here without leaning my arm over in front of it. You can line out, you know, with a pen, or you can use the liner and just do it just as easily. So you can do that on these lighter places. Okay. Isn't he cute? He's a cute little guy. And he's not hard to paint. I think he looks like he would be harder to paint, like more detailed, but he's really not at all. He's really so cute. Cute, cute. And I did outline his eyes, and I used brown to do that originally. I just kind of went right around the edges with espresso, but that was on fabric and it moved quite well. It was easy to do on that, but I could do it with the pen and just do it black. But we'll try here. And I don't know that it's even necessary. It kind of was on the fabric because I don't know if it was just the texture of it or something. I thought it looked better. But I just kind of did that scant little line. I'm trying to cross over. A mess. And just come down and around. So it doesn't have to be like a continuous circle like where you're making it hard. You can just, you know, just kind of hit and miss. Let me get him. It came out a little bit too far right there. So, you know, you can just kind of go around and then skip a part. Just like when you do any scant line. Then that makes it easier. It's not like so continuous that it's like a little bit bold there. So I just hit it with my finger real quick. Blend it down. Okay. He's cute, isn't he? I think one more thing that I see that I did up here is I did do the white, and I think the last final thing I did after I put the white in, you keep trying to look at that and remember what I did, is like really get that dried off good. But I think I did just tapped around a little bit of dark. I can see it in there. But otherwise, I think he's okay. So then the last big thing that I did was dot that eye. So I'm going to use the end of this brush, and I'm going to kind of swirl it around so it covers the whole part. But I really liked how that looked when I dotted that. I'm just kind of swirling that just so it takes up the whole thing. Isn't he so cute? It's cutie patootie. So he needs spattered a little bit. The spattering helps. I spattered this part, but I haven't spattered him. So it will definitely look better spattered, of course. So anyway, so what do you think? Think he's cute? Cute. So, I tried to show you as I went, but for the acorn, for the owl, it was iced coffee, and for the bottom of the acorn, it was this coffee latte. And then the top of his acorn hat, you can just mix espresso with a little bit of black, and that's what I did the letters in as well. So, and then the eyes and beak was deep ochre with a little bit of brown, and then flowed it with brown. And then this is light mocha. This feathering part is light mocha. So he's so sweet, isn't he? So I'm going to do a rag bow up here. I need to plaid up there too. And I just plaited down the sides with that stencil. So, but I'm going to put the rag bow up here. I need to finish all this stuff. I just went into shipping mode and did not finish it. So I need to make bows for several of mine, because I have taken from my stash back here, and I hung my big pumpkin spice. I hung it in my kitchen, and I love it. It's perfect where it's at. It's over like by the dining table, and I really, really like it. I really like it. So, but I'm giving some of these away. Some of them I'm decorating with. So, anyway. But there he is. So, but like I said, he needs a little bit of spatter, and that will just finish him off for good. But there he is. So very cute. He is really cute, isn't he? I think he's just super cute. And I just think he's adorable peeking out of there. So I have so many that I haven't even, done yet. I had them out today, I think it was, and I was like, oh, I want to do that, and I want to do that one, and I want my fall sock block. I want to do, I have the trick or treat one. I can't wait to do the trick or tweet, I think it says, and it's the smallest one of that's the one I've got, but it's the crow, and he's holding a pumpkin in his mouth, and I want to do that. Let's see, what else? I don't know. There's so many. There's so many. Oh, the pumpkin head with the scarecrow hat, but his face, he's like a pumpkin head. So I just have so many. So you didn't get the owl, Tracy. Oh my word. I just battered him with the mix of this mix with the espresso with a little black in it. Oh, good. I'm glad you got him. Judy's the winner for tonight. She said it's a hood of a cutie. So yeah, he is really cute. So anyway, so fun. And this is the back of my bag. I think you remember that story about the chocolate. And then that's the front. And then this is him bigger. So that's the two sizes. So anyway, I just think he's really cute. So he will be fun to display downstairs when I get him all done. Oh, he's so cute. M&M's. My eye is getting better. Look, I grabbed both of them because I'm backwards on this, and it is better. So I'm on day 5. Yeah, so it looks tons better. So anyway, and today I have not coughed any, like hardly at all. Like I've coughed some, but like nothing like yesterday and the day before. So crazy. So all right. So if you did not get him, like I said, grab him over the next couple of days or make your list for Halloween and fall. And you can use the link I pinned in here and then just, you know, go ahead and take advantage of that. Marcia, I just have I got sick last Friday, I think it was. I don't know what day it was. I think I started getting sick, and then I felt better Saturday, and then Sunday, part of the day, and then I kind of went downhill again, and I coughed so hard that I just blew a blood vein, I guess. So, anyway. So I hope, I keep thinking, I'd like to get on here twice next week because I just really got so many fall things I want to do. But I hope over the weekend I can do the trick or tweet sample because I haven't done it yet. I know what I want to do. I even wrote it on a piece of paper when I thought of it one day. I have little notes everywhere. I'll just think of stuff and I'll be like, oh, but I have to write it down because I'll forget. And then I lose the paper and what does it matter? But I'm going to try to get that done. And then I want to do the sock block house. I don't know. There's so many. There's so many that I want to do. But anyway. But I'll let you go. Have a great, great weekend. Do you think about getting I do have the little fox, and I would like to do him. That's what I said. I have way too many things, but so fun. I do have him. I have the little one of him. No, Sue, I didn't make a worksheet for the owl. I couldn't remember exactly all the colors I used, and I was kind of going off of this bag, and I didn't make a sheet. So anyway, but I hope you have a good weekend. I really don't think it's supposed to get cool, but at some point, I guess I'm just going to have to go get some mums and work outside and get it looking fallish because I feel like I'm just losing time. So it's marching on towards October, but I want to get everything switched over. I love decorating for fall, especially outside. It's so fun. So, but thanks for joining me, and I hope, like I said, I hope that you enjoyed that. So he's, like I said, I think he looks like, if you just glance at it, it looks like it would be a lot more complicated, but it's really not. So, all right. So I will see you later. Have a great, great weekend. Night.